Hi, Devon. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today? Beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. Okay, you see, oftentimes, Devon, I love to thank my guest for two main things. And I do this so often because I feel it is very important. And I love to appreciate people when they dedicate time to becoming an amazing person. Okay, I want to thank you, Devon, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you invested in yourself. You know, those times that you dedicated your energy, resources, and, time to becoming the amazing person you are today, it paid off, man. And that's why you're on this platform right now. And oftentimes, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, Devan, I was on that particular road some months ago, and there was this mango tree by the roadside, and you see, it didn't really catch my attention. You know why? Because it's got no fruits on it. So it just look, not attractive at all. Then I walked past it. You see, just recently, okay, I was on that same road again, and this time around, the mango tree caught my attention pretty good. I sighted it from afar, and I got the urge to, move closer and have a good look. And when I moved closer, Devon, man, I was wowed because this time around it's got a lot of ripe mangoes on it, a lot of amazing fruits on it. It looks attractive and beautiful, and I was wowed and excited at the same time. The point is, the fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming who you are today, you see, I just couldn't take my eyes off the beautiful things I was reading about you and who you are. So thank you so very much, Devon, for investing in yourself. And secondly, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Okay, let's get started. You see, I am quite excited to have you on the show, Devon, for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking, because I believe in order to transition from a chaotic situation to that of a beautiful one, Devon, I believe it takes the application of knowledge. And you see, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have Devon on the show is for the sake of the listeners. We live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. How to do this, and how to do that, and how to do this, and how to do that. So those folks trust me for quality stuff. And that's why when I was reading a little bit about you, I was excited about the things I saw because I believe our conversation is going to be impactful and insightful. So for that reason, Devon, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey. We're just so curious. We want to know how you got here. And afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Devon, over to you.
My journey started, at a young age of playing sports and, being the first son of three boys. My parents pretty much put me in every sport you can think of, from football to tennis to, martial arts. And that's where my journey really started because I really connected with martial arts, right? I got my black belt at the age of 13, became an instructor, and I taught, at the martial arts studio as a black belt to not only kids, but also to adults as well. And really start to develop this unknowingly skill set of becoming a leader, becoming a coach, becoming a mentor to all ages, right? And it was one of those things where I realized that I'm huge on mindset, and my mindset was developed through my journey, but also it's mindset in reality is really your perspective or your perception of the world. And I realized that, when you give someone else a different perspective or a different perception, it can help them on their journey. So that knowing from a martial arts instructor led me to take the next step and become a personal trainer. And at first I just thought it was an awesome college, job, right? It had flexible hours. I could, study, I could do this. I get to teach people how to work out, and then I get to work out. Like, how cool is that? And then I learned that in college, there was a major that you could just learn about, human movement, kinesiology. So I ended up switching my major from business to kinesiology, got my bachelor's degree in it, and really started to elevate myself in the personal training space, right? From working for a big corporate gym to privately owned gym, and then eventually, starting my own personal training company. And, from that, it opened up different doors. I helped a prep school, a basketball school with their athletics and stuff like that, and they played travel ball. And then I really took my next step in where, my journey has really led now is I opened up my own gym with my business partner, and we have Strive 11 Fitness. And that was open, that was created because we wanted to create an impact more than just our clients, right? I was maxed out on the amount of hours I could work. I was working 16-hour days of back-to-back-to-back clients. And I wanted to be able to serve more people. Opening up a gym with our unique model has really allowed that. And then taking that and now transforming that into a national franchise. We're opening up in Texas, we're opening up in Florida and in Washington, soon too. And it's like now I get to have an impact not only on our franchisees' lives, but also their members by proxy, right? I'm helping the franchisee, they're helping their members. So my ripple effect extends over to their members. And that's what really my biggest core value is to have the biggest positive impact on as many lives as I can possible, right? And it's one of those things that it's funny, the story you first mentioned, with the mango tree, it reminded me of this analogy that I heard, right? We'll say mango tree to keep the story in line, right? But a mango tree, right, it blossoms and it flourishes and it develops these delicious, ripe mangoes, right? But it develops them not so that the mango tree gets to eat it or reap the benefits of those mangoes, but for others, right? And so you grow, you invest in yourself, not so that you could always reap the benefits, right? You reap the benefits by serving others, right? That mango tree continues to grow, continues to get watered because it's providing value for other people, right? So I think sometimes we just have to realize that you have to look at your purpose and look at your why and really start to develop your journey and make decisions based off of that. And that's what's kind of led me down my whole journey.
Amazing, Devan. You see, you mentioned some very important words. Firstly, impact, and secondly, to serve. And I saw how you used the analogy that the mangoes are not bearing the fruit, that they may eat it, but to serve the people, others. And that just shows how loving your heart is and how good your heart is. You mentioned that you ventured into the business and opened your brand so that you can serve more people and not just, get more clients, but impact them. And that's a beautiful thing, I tell you. And you are worth listening to, I tell you. Because when I listen to people speak, I try as much as possible to understand the motive behind what they're doing. And what exactly is that motivation pushing this person to do this particular thing? And you see, I love what I discovered. That's amazing. Thank you for being here. Okay, you mentioned franchise, but before we go there, you also mentioned mindset. So I want you to talk to us about the importance. Okay, or let's say, why do you believe mindset is important for achieving success in both fitness and business?
Definitely. So I will say that everything starts in your mind, right? And that's why it's important in fitness and business and in life in general, right? It all is developed from your mind, right? Because how you decide to look at things, in what I say decide, because realize there's different angles, right? Like when someone says, there's 3 truths to the story, your truth, my truth, and then the truth, right? The same thing goes for reality. There's my reality, your reality, and then just the reality that's actually taking place. But when I say that, it's because your reality, your mind has been shaped through all of your past experiences, both good and bad. But that doesn't necessarily mean that same instance or that same obstacle or that same success is viewed in the same way for someone else. And so if you're able to open up your mind and look at things from different lights or different angles, you can start to see a bigger picture of the world, right? Everything that you do in life, and whether it's fitness and business, it all starts in your mind, right? You had a dream, you had a vision. And it only stays a dream or a vision unless you write it down, right? You wanted to lose weight. Okay, well, what's the next step? What is my plan for losing weight, right? You start writing down a workout plan, right? You wanted to open a business. You have this vision, I had a vision for Strive 11. And so writing down on a piece of paper, a business plan to kind of start the model and the journey off of, right? So it all starts in your mind, then it goes to writing it down, then you break it into steps. From there, you actually take action on it. So I think that you have to realize that your mindset is the first step to anything. If you don't believe in yourself, how are others going to believe in you, right? If you don't trust yourself, then how are others going to trust you, right? And that's the biggest thing. And the easiest way to start to build your mindset in a positive way is if you tell yourself something, follow through with it. If I told myself I'm going to work out today, work out today. If I told myself I was going to not drink any alcohol this week, this month, then don't drink alcohol. Because once you accomplish it, your subconscious realizes that what you tell yourself is the truth. It's not trying to think about all the times you said you're going to do that and then, went back on your word, right?
Amazing. I got that. And you see, Devan, when I did a study on the mind, the shocking discoveries made a very important decision in my life. And I said, henceforth, I'll be very careful as to the kind of information I take into my mind. Because I discovered that the mind tends to receive information and stores it. And I also discovered that no matter how huge a person is, if within his mind he is as scared as a baby, you would beat him up. Because within his mind, he's fearful and he thinks like a child from the standpoint of, this fear and all of those things. So the mind plays a very important role in helping us shape who we become and how we relate with others and how we view the world. So I got that. And, you mentioned franchise earlier. So how do you help new franchise owners cultivate the right mindset to succeed?
I think it really starts with our onboarding process, right? And when I say that, it's because we are a newer franchise, right? We haven't been around for decades. And with that being said, most business owners would want to just sell, franchise. For us, we really protect our culture, right? And so in our team, right? So everyone that we bring on has to have already a mindset of serving, right? They're opening their business not just for financial gains, because they truly want to, but because they truly want to impact the community. They want to help people see the success that either they've seen or that they've experienced over their lifetime in fitness or in other areas. So it all starts with, starting there. And if that's where you already have your mind wrapped around, perfect. Everything else can really be taught, because once you realize you've never been an entrepreneur before, there's going to be a lot of obstacles. There's going to be a lot of things that, you overfaced, whether you're a franchisee or, you start your own brand new business. But being able to have someone that has been down that journey before give you a different view or a different perspective on the obstacle, on the frustration, on the challenge point that you're stuck on, it allows you to realize that this is not anything new. You're not a special case, and it's okay. This is part of the journey, right? And when you start to realize that and you have someone in your corner, coaching you and really mentoring you, not just on the business side, but understanding why you need to build a team and why you can't do this by yourself, and why building a team is going to allow you to actually grow not just your business, but also the community and the strength of the community within your gym, right?
I got that. Getting to be under the tutorship or leadership of someone who has passed through and triumphed over the situation that that person might still be stuck in. I got that. And you see, and that's very important, There are a lot of folks who are still stuck in some situation right now that some came out of already. And if I tell you, that's one of the essence of this podcast. Because I believe everyone is born for a particular purpose. And one main impediment that I think impedes people from achieving their purpose in life is the fact that they are being stuck. And I thought about it. It'll be a great blessing if I can bring on the show folks who have come out of some difficult situation let's hear from them and how did they do it. And there might be some folks in the audience who are probably still stuck in that same situation. So now it's just like bringing solution to a problem. So I got that. It's very important. Okay, let us get personal a bit. And after this one, we have just one more question to go. Okay. So what was the biggest leap of faith you took in your career and how did it pay off? Can you talk to us about it?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the biggest leap, I would say the biggest leap was the initial leap becoming an entrepreneur, right? Working for a privately owned gym and having a W-2 paycheck and then, being like, you know what, I'm just going to do this on my own. And I didn't, a lot of people will gradually build up their side business and then transition. For me, I just know the way my brain works and how I have to do things. And I had to basically just burn the bridges or burn the boats and just dive in, right? Or else I wouldn't ever fully make that transition. Making that initial leap and not knowing what I didn't know at the time was probably one of the scariest things. But at the same time, because I have developed my mindset and my self-confidence in myself through my past experiences, knowing that if I want to achieve something, I will not stop until I achieve it. So I knew, even though I was nervous and I was scared because I didn't know where new clients were going to come from, I didn't know how to market, how to, sell, create my own pricing structures and stuff like that. I knew that I would do what I needed to do and find the resources and watch YouTube videos and do those things until I had the answers that I needed. And then that same thing took place when I basically stopped personal training and went and opened my gym, because I couldn't do both of the same thing. But again, then I had the faith in myself because I did it once, I could do it again, even though it's at a much larger risk scale.
I got that. That's a good one. And it paid off. Here you are. Amazing. Okay, to bring this to an end, Devan, what would you like to leave the audience with? Like a final thought. And to those ones who like to reach out to you, learn more about the stuff you're doing, or you say they want to learn more.
My one final thought is that if someone else has done it, you can do it too, right? If someone else has achieved it, it means it shows you that it's not impossible, right? So if you have a dream, if you have a vision, go for it. The worst thing that's going to happen is you don't achieve it the first time. That doesn't mean you're not going to achieve it. You just have to get back up, dust yourself off.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. The network. Oh, they would love to learn more about all of these things that I've been talking about. So how can that be possible? Can you share your contact and then your final thought?
Yeah, definitely. So my contact information, you can go to strive11fitness.com, STRIVE11 and then fitness.com, and you can find all the information there, or you can follow me on any social media, Devan, DE.
Amazing. So that's going to be the end of the show. Thank you, Devan, for coming, and thank you for blessing our ears and mind to this amazing stuff. Thank you so much.